Hey everybody, this is Gateway Pundit. 5 videos, 5 states where votes were switched live on TV away from President Trump to Biden. And then he goes on this dance and shows these photos that purport to say that CNN switched the votes, or so they were switched. These photos don't prove anything other than two different numbers at two different times and circled. Which times, we don't really know. But my point is, he says there's been a lot of analysis of the JSON live video, Edison live video, excuse me, live data feeds on election night showing voter decreases and increases. A Gateway Pundit reporter who works in media found several examples of switched votes that are broadcast live on TV. Anybody who would be stupid enough, I'm just going to say this bluntly, stupid enough to assume that CNN has the accurate vote count, thinks that Florida has swampland for sale at $1. Okay? You don't base your analysis of vote counts on a television broadcast. And if you have an issue with it, you should take that to CNN and bring it up with them. As it is, right? I'm running a video like this one, uh, and basically saying there's a discrepancy. Okay, saying 3 examples of vote count decreases. This is all a CNN issue. All of this is a CNN issue. See, for example, they point at Pennsylvania and Trump. You can barely see it, barely, and where it says Trump there, okay? And then they jump to another one with Trump and Biden, and said that the numbers went from Trump 2805950, okay? And then they keep updating. And keep updating. And that's Georgia, okay? And remember, they keep updating this based on CNN only. These are CNN estimates. So yeah, so this is a CNN issue. Okay, so there, okay? So let's go back on that to see what they're saying. Okay. He says Trump 28, let's freeze that. Trump 2805950, then claims 2. Okay. 2805905. Right? Now, none of these are accurate because ultimately it's the Secretary of State that makes the call, not CNN. All right? So to base your ideas on CNN is to admit you're a fool. You don't do that. Okay? So this is a matter of taking this to CNN, freeze that, okay? 2805, 284. Okay? All right? So my point is this. If CNN made some sort of mistake, take that to CNN. But that says nothing at all, and I mean nothing at all, for Pennsylvania. Here's Pennsylvania. All right. These vote totals do not include any votes from mail ballots received between 8 p.m. on Election Day and 5 p.m. the following Friday. Okay? But nonetheless, you can click on, let's say, Montgomery County here, like so. Joe Biden trounced Donald Trump. Okay. The results are actually in an Excel format. You can actually go through them county by county and total them up and test them yourself. This has been done many times by many people. And also, it's declared unofficial. They're still counting according to the website. But the point that I'm making is to rely on CNN and not the Department of State is stupid. CNN is a broadcast organization. It is not the Secretary of State for any of the 5 states that are in question. It isn't the Secretary of State for any state. At all. This is where you get your voting information. You don't get it at CNN. Period. End of story. You just don't. And on that, by the way, it is said that the Pennsylvania Secretary of State has not yet officially certified the votes, and that, as you can see here, the Pennsylvania Supreme Court 17 hours ago struck down GOP bid to stop election certification. But if election certification is started, it means that they believe they have the right vote tallies. This is the court's decision delivered the latest below. And this is the Commonwealth Court Judge Patricia McCullough on Wednesday ordered state officials to halt further steps to certify the election's state results one day after Governor Tom Wolf certified the Keystone State for Biden. Following McCullough's order, Pennsylvania Secretary of State, Secretary of the Commonwealth, Kathy Boockvar, appealed the order to the state's high court. The latest order by the Pennsylvania Supreme Court reverses McCullough's decision. Originally, an emergency petition was filed in a state court last weekend by the GOP. And it says the rejected bid is part of a multi-state effort by Republicans and Trump to allies to overturn the results of the 2020 election in favor of Trump. And my point is that looking at CNN and then claiming that there is voter fraud based on a CNN broadcast, which is what was done here, is just plain stupid. CNN does not run the election. And to assume that every count that they present is wholly accurate at the time is wrong. I mean, that's why they didn't certify Arizona before anyone else like the Associated Press. Everybody has different numbers. To focus on CNN is wrong, and to not ask them about it is even more wrong. This, the Pennsylvania Supreme Secretary of State, right here, that's where you should be getting your data. You should then go to download the spreadsheet here and go through it. And you will find that Joe Biden won when you get all the information. This is listed as unofficial, okay? That's listed as unofficial. And there's even more data here, a lot more. Go ahead and get it. See for yourself. But don't count on CNN. That's stupid. Next stop is to really ask CNN about their discrepancy, but I emphasize to everybody CNN is not the final arbiter of voter counts. It's the Secretary of State in each state. So don't blame the entire election outcome on CNN. You will look like a fool. But it is a good idea to ask them about that discrepancy.